thought I was just gonna leave that there. With the United Nations Climate Change Conference currently underway, you might be thinking about our planet and its future too. Climate change is a hot topic right now, even on campus at Emory. And all of us might be having the same question, which is, can I really make a difference? After decades of damaging behavior, can we really make it better? There are over 7 billion people in this world, so will I really be able to make a difference? First, is climate change even real? If so, why is it happening? Per NASA, the planet's average surface temperature has risen about 2.12 degrees Fahrenheit since the late 19th century. The recent warming of Earth's oceans, shrinking ice sheets, glacial retreat, rising sea level, and extreme events such as tornadoes and hurricanes are just some of the reasons that humans know for a fact that climate change is happening. NASA attributes much of this climate change to human behavior. In particular, the burning of fossil fuels such as coal and gas have dramatically increased the greenhouse effect. Okay, but what is the greenhouse effect? As the sun radiates heat into Earth, some of that heat gets reflected back into space, but some stays within Earth's atmosphere and heats our planet. But because more fossil fuels have been used and released into our atmosphere, more of the sun's heat stays trapped within the atmosphere, driving up the Earth's temperature. One estimate places the average American emission of greenhouse gases at about 19 tons a year. For context, 19 tons of gas would fill approximately 3 Statues of Liberty and weigh about 41,900 pounds. Without a reduction in greenhouse gas emission, temperatures, natural disasters, droughts, heat waves, wildlife extinction, and sea levels will all continue to rise exponentially. In fact, because of rising sea levels, some whole nations may be underwater in the near future, such as the Marshall Islands.
But why should we do our part? Before we can answer this question, let us look at some visuals to put things into perspective. Over the entire history of Earth, humans have been around for so little that if Earth's history were summed from 12 hours, the first humans would have originated at 11:58:43. Moreover, in this less than 2-minute time frame, we have been quite busy. In the last century, we have produced more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere than ever before. Humans have had such a major impact on carbon dioxide emissions that the Earth's natural negative reinforcement cycles have been affected. It's not really why help. Rather, when are we going to help ourselves before it's too late? To put this into a more familiar perspective, an average single apartment in Georgia uses 6 tons of CO2 annually. Remember, the average overall range is around 19 tons per person. This is why small tactics to reduce CO2 can even start right at home, such as only singing one song in the shower or turning off your lights if you aren't using them.
Despite the alarming consequences, there are things each of us can do to help curb some of the effects of climate change. The United Nations Act Now campaign outlines several practices that each of us can do. First, since airplanes and cars need lots of fossil fuels, reducing our use of them to travel can help. Biking, walking, using electric cars, or even using public transportation can all help reduce our dependence on gas. Buying fresh fruit, vegetable, and local plant-based meals can help reduce the need for food production and processing services which emit lots of greenhouse gases. Changing your home to use sustainable energy sources such as wind and solar reduces energy used from fossil fuels. Lastly, yes, reduce, reuse, repair, and recycle. The less manufacturing, transporting, and wasting goods, the more it helps our planet. Now, where do you and I fit in? It's clear that there's an issue and that each person's footprint matters regardless of socioeconomic background. What's more important is the impact that you have on others around you. Using the sustainable practices mentioned earlier, each person can reduce their individual carbon footprint. Even if your plastic bottle ends up in the trash by accident, you still have hundreds, if not thousands more chances in your life, as well as friends and family too, to make that decision to recycle. Take those extra steps, even if the recycling bin is further away, and make sure your friends and family closest to you follow the same little steps. Practicing sustainable habits that aim to reduce one's carbon footprint inspires others to do their part as well.
Collective action to practice sustainable habits and reduce carbon footprint begins with individual commitment.
One person's impact may be physically small, but their social impact stretches drastically. Empower those around you and make that impact multiply and ripple.
What's your CO2 footprint? To find out, click the link at the bottom of the video.